السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رب اجعلني مقيم الصلاة ومن ذريتي ربنا وتقبل دعاء. رب اجعل هذا البلد آمنا واجنبني وبني أن نعبد الأصنام. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. ربنا اغفر لي ولوالدي وللمؤمنين يوم يقوم الحساب. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. وصل اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه وسلم، والحمد لله رب العالمين. آمين. Inshallah, we are going to come from Abraham as a model. So we will, inshallah, continue. إن إبراهيم كان أمة قانتا لله حنيفا ولم يكن من المشركين. Before we start, just a minute, please. Yep. So, إن إبراهيم كان أمة قانتا لله. Abraham was one ummah, was equal to a community in himself. That's the interpretation, was equal to a community in himself, alone. Of course, we understand that his mission in the Quran is represented with his struggle, with his people, community, and family, especially the father. And he didn't have any examples of his relationship with the community. Other prophets are presented to us themselves and their followers. But Abraham is not mentioned about their followers, because we know that the nature of the Quran is not to repeat the things in itself, apart from the very essential points that the readers or the listeners should be aware of. In different contexts, the Quran gives the prophetic examples, each of them in different subjects or matters related to our life. So we understand that Abraham is given as an example as a person alone, like you and me. So we can really take a good lesson from Abraham's example in the Quran. What am I supposed to do with my life, and together with the living in a community? And if there is a conflict between me and the community, as far as our belief system, understanding of the existence of the universe is concerned, not in social matters, not in matters of or the conflict of interests. No. The communities follows a certain culture. I follow a contradiction culture. It means not really coming together. They have no common points. We may have a lot of examples in the personal life of Abraham as presented to us. Maybe to a certain extent, our family relationship, even between father and children, and or mother and children, parents and children, or wives and husbands. This is the best example. What are we going to do? Reject the society's values which do not make sense to us. There are other verses of the Quran says, even your parents ask you to choose something against the reality of God and prefer something else than what God suggests to us, so that it doesn't make sense to us. But that is what the Quran explains in our relationship with our parents. So we don't have to obey them. Quran said, don't obey them, but keep your good relationship with them. That is a very human relation, understanding. We should not give in because he or she is my father or mother, but we have to be always in good terms with the people, not only with my parents, even it is with my parents. I will always be in good terms with the people. This is the extreme case that the Quran presents to us, even with your parents. What Abraham did to his father, as far as the Quran really presents us, doesn't mention about his mother. The Quran doesn't mention. So that is a typical example between son and the father, but it could have been between mother and daughter, or between father and the daughter, or all or ways around. So Abraham said in a begging way, "Yeah, Ebeti, oh my daddy," whatever you say it in English, the most sweet way of speaking to your father. Don't follow Satan. Don't follow false ideas. What do you follow? These are the general and rough descriptions of the Quran. Doesn't really help you, doesn't really save you from anything, doesn't provide you anything. Why do you do that? And speaking to the people, his community, saying, why do you worship something which even cannot speak, let alone move from their places or help you? They don't speak. So, I think that the verse say similar phrases. Anyway, now he was alone, and this example is for me. I may be alone in millions, among millions of people. I should be in good terms with them, but at the same time, I should try to remind them that what they are doing is good. But of course, we will see that Abraham is presented to us as destroyed idols that these people are worshiping or were worshiping. Are we going to destroy the idols? Yes. Where are they? There is no idol in physical terms. Quran speaks in physical terms. Even he was alone, he would say, no, I am not going to follow your false understanding, false interpretations, false fashion, false purpose of life, or understanding why human beings live in this world. I am not going to follow them alone. We have no excuse that, no, I have no community to protect myself. We may not. We may not. I don't know whether you have your community or not, but we think that I have a community. Maybe. I'm not saying no, don't cheat yourself. I'm not saying yes, you have a real community that you can share with your faith without polluting it with cultural elements. You have to find out the minimum ways to be with them, the common points among yourself, and be in good terms with them in common points. Don't bring up the matters of dispute among family members or community members. If they listen to you, tell them something. If they don't, never follow them. No one can be 100% sure. That's why I have to follow these principles. Whatever we have in common, we will follow. Whatever we don't, okay. If they are ready to listen to you, then kindly explain to them what you think. Okay. So let's move. I understand that being one person is not an excuse for us from just following the community, just following the community, no. But at the same time, okay, no one listens to me, don't say anything, don't do anything. No, yes, don't do anything. Do your right way of living, but say something to even another person, one another person. If he is ready, share it. Don't say, I don't have many people around me so that we can work together. Don't make an excuse. That's what we have to be careful about our life, taking the example of the Prophet Abraham. So, إن إبراهيم كان أمة قانتا لله. Only for God he devotes himself or devoted himself to God alone, one person, and obeying him. It is translated him devoted to obeying him, following him alone. So Hanifan, usually translated as it is here, as you see it here, he turned from all that is wrong. But it is a really, really interesting word we have to study or learn something from this word. We have to be Hanif. Hanif, first of all, I would like to share my idea and would like to hear what you think about Hanif. Keeping one's own birth disposal, birth qualities, the qualities he brought from birth without polluting, under the influence of my own biased, egoistic interpretations, and also not letting it be exposed to the values of the community from which I have no common point. Excuse me. I think I should keep it here. I have no excuse. I have no common point. Sorry, I distracted my attention. So he was devoted to obeying God. Hanif, he turned from all that is wrong. keeping one's, let's call it in this way, natural disposition, as I am created. We know that it is not possible. From my own experience, I know that it is not possible to keep my pure nature as I am created. And I cannot really follow always what my human spirit, human side requires. But I deviate, but try to keep my original way of being created. This is difficult. I know it is difficult, and it is impossible to me, not only almost impossible even. It is impossible to me to preserve it. But at the same time, it must be my aim. Try to come back to my original way of being created or original nature. Come back to that. Preserve it as much as possible. وَلَمْ يَكُ مِنَ الْمُشْرِكِينَ. It is interesting to notice that he turned, mushrik. He wasn't he was not among those idolaters. It means at least we have to be consistent in not having any part of this universe, including my egoistic tendencies, to overcome me or to be my choice. I should never do that. Mushrik, not giving, being aware that any part of this universe needs to be created. So keep this idea firmly, hold on to it. And first of all, really to say La ilaha, it means nothing, nothing, nothing in this world is the source of existence of anything. This is very easy. To say La ilaha is easy because everything is really crying out that I have no choice, no quality to claim anything. So those made up words like nature and accident, random happenings, etc., they have no evidence whatsoever what nature is. That is the people's invention, as the Quran says. They are nothing but you and your forefathers invented. Put a name on it. It is very easy to say La ilaha. Well, at least we have to be careful not to really forget about this reality. And of course, I may say that is very important. I may say nothing has any power to do anything, but how about my ego-centered choices? According to my egoistic desires, which means does not recognize that it is created in order to acknowledge that it has a creator, nothing of this universe, a creator. So anytime I make a choice and say, this is what I like, and the creation should be in this way, but we don't say God should create what I want, but we say creation in a certain way that I like, according to my own ego-centered understanding of the world. And then if it doesn't happen, get disappointed. I am experiencing it. It is very real to me. It is very real to me. That is a hidden shirk. So it is my idol. What is my idol? My own expectations are my idol. What is the opposite? I see. First of all, I have to respect. I'm speaking in practical terms. I have to respect my feelings, my inclinations. That is how I am created. But if I am aware that these inclinations are not ego-centered, it means I am the one who exists by itself and everything must be according to my expectations, rather than my feelings say you are created. You have to have your creator in mind and see what your creator chooses. Accordingly, follow the order of the creator and accordingly act upon it while you are following the order. Bear in mind, that is what your creator asked you to do. What is required? For example, very simple example, extremely simple. I am thirsty. Okay. Why there is no water just available for me now in the reach of my hands? I have to go to the kitchen or somewhere else to get it. Getting angry, but everything is not that clear. That is wasted, isn't it? For example, somebody treated me in a way that I didn't like. Okay, what is the order of the universe? Tells you what to do. Do your function and you do your job and leave the result to the creator. Don't try to change the creation from what God has chosen you, the creator has chosen you, to as I want it to be. Look, I think it is very difficult to make the distinction between what my egoistic desires want and what really my spirit tells me, intelligence tells me my reality, and follow the order and obey what is created and be aware that it is the best for you in this world to fulfill the purpose of your life. I don't want to be ill. I take all precautions according to the order teaches me, and I am ill. Should I get disappointed? I did everything and still God gave me illness. That must be good for you. I'm guessing now you are developing an idea that you can guarantee by following the order, and so that you don't need help, guidance from your creator. You are not aware that you are following the order as a created being, but it doesn't mean the result will be according to your satisfaction. Because if you understand one of the purpose of your existence is to understand who you are, needy creature, and who your creator is, the absolute one. This relationship must be established. When you are never ill, but we shouldn't really become sick deliberately by not following the order or in a wrong way, follow the order in a wrong way. We should not do that. But if we are given, it means I need to be reminded that I have to keep in mind my creator always, because when I am always healthy, saying that, look, I took the precautions and that is why I am healthy. No, God has created the health for you. He can take it anytime. and you become illness according to your capacity for no reason. You got then, for example, virus from somebody else on the street. You took all the precautions, get the best with vitamin, best diet, etc. Look after yourself well. Okay, do your whatever the exercises you need to do, but you cannot guarantee that a person passes by you and will spread his virus to you. You have to know that you did your job, but at the same time, final decision is from your God, and whatever God creates is a call for you to acknowledge who you are and who He is. So you have to feel that really, because it is your reality, it is so. You are always needy of God. You cannot guarantee anything in your existence. You are dependent on God, not dependent on your choices. That is what I understand from Hanif, and not committing any shirk, not spoiling my disposition. Inshallah. These are very much Hanifa here is very much very often discussed among the scholars. This is a difficult word because Hanif may mean that those people who didn't join the mushrik idolaters community, didn't worship idols, didn't go to Kaaba, but that is correct. But in my life, there is no Kaaba here, and no one is going to Kaaba because there is something idol there. The conditions are completely different. I have to understand it in terms of the conditions of this community. Any comment? Anything to share? Otherwise, we will move to 121. 16, Nahl. Section 9 of the Quran, 121. Okay. Shakran li'in'amihi اشتباه وهداه إلى صراط المستقيم. شاكرا لإنعامه. He was grateful for the grace poured out on him by God. Okay. His grace, of course. He was grateful for God's grace. Yeah, إنعامه, God's grace. So let's still, whatever is favorable for me in this world, I like it, I enjoy it, I should be grateful for it. We have to be thankful for it. Whatever is given to me that I like. But at the same time, even I don't like something is created not out of my mistakes, deliberate mistakes, maybe may not be not deliberate mistakes. Even out of my deliberate mistakes, I have to take precautions and correct it. But even if it is not out of my mistake, still it is God's grace on me. Why? That is the only way I can get ready to acknowledge my Creator as much as possible, as highest level as possible, so that my spirit will be fully satisfied with God's choice in the paradise, inshallah. So I have to understand that whatever is created is nothing but for my favor. That is really something that we have to bear in mind. Even I don't like it, it's for my favor. It is a kind of means of preparing or investing in my future in paradise by developing the reality of my existence and being conscious of it and not getting disappointed, but following it. That is the difficult part of it, I feel. It is not very easy to accept what is not appealing to me or pleasing to me is created. Or I say, that is, I think I feel it in this way. A rejection comes from within me because my egoistic side doesn't like it. My egoistic side doesn't like anything over myself, by the way. I feel that everybody must be somehow sharing this feeling as I do. So, اجتباه, he has chosen him, specially chosen him. Why do you think Abraham was chosen? I mean, very simple example, I feel. If you want to say something, I will be very happy to listen to you. But why do you think Abraham is chosen? But God chooses anyone he wants, but that is correct. He is absolutely free to choose, but we have not witnessed anything that God creates, chooses to create without any wisdom. There must be wisdom. So I have to question, what can be the wisdom? I have to question this. What can be the wisdom in choosing a particular person? What do you think?
Well, is it like everybody is chosen based on being a Hanif, as you described, and being grateful to all the blessings we get?
Blessings in
Everything, existence, whatever is being created for us.
whether pleasing or not.
Exactly.
Yeah. Everything is a blessing. Yeah. When I have an appointment, I'm going to meet my new job interview for my new job interview. And I feel that that is the ideal job for me. And on the way, something happens and I cannot go. Traffic, an accident blocks the traffic. They say a big trailer has blocked the road, no way. And you look at back, it is full of cars and you cannot go anywhere. What are you going to do? If you get out of the car and run, you cannot really make the appointed time. Impossible, maybe far away. Okay. As far as my expectations are concerned, it must happen. Why God is putting me in this position and depriving me of the best job? No, you don't know. You don't know the future. And also, we have to experience, God knows my reality. I have to experience that I cannot guarantee anything in this world. That is, the order of the universe does not turn or acts according to my expectations. But I hope, I pray to God, whatever is higher for me, good for me, please create it. For me. That is what we have to accept this. If we say that this is the definition of Hanif, submitting to myself to God, we will see in Abraham's life that not very pleasant things happened in his life as far as the Quranic narrations are concerned. Nothing at all, almost nothing at all. And he was very happy in his relationship with God. It means that it's a sign that he kept his natural disposition, I mean, not natural, but from birth disposition, his reality as he is, and God has chosen him. What does it mean? Really, and guided him along a straight path is also interesting. وَهَدَيْنَا إِلَى صِرَاطٍ مُسْتَقِيمٍ, guided him along a straight path. It means if I try to keep my Hanif position now, because I don't have any equal word for Hanif. I've never seen anyone who really used an equal word in English for Hanif. So let's keep its original word. Hanif, my Hanif position, I have to be guided to the straight path that I am expected to be. That is what I am here, to the straight path. We always mention this in these classes, that what straight path means: a way of understanding, way of life, which directly, without any crook, directly puts me in contact. How? Not far away, just next to me. How? God can be realized as something next to me at this moment, busy with me, creating me speaking or thinking. At this moment, the one who creates me is my creator. The one who puts me in, according to me, troubled position is my creator. And definitely, as my creator, I see no reason why he is going to be harmful for me. Why should he really disturb me for nothing? He has given me my existence, all the facilities for me. Everything is for me as far as I am concerned. Why? There is no reason for the creator of this universe to do something wrong or unwise to me. There is no reason to imagine this. So if I am Hanif, almost, this is my personal idea, of course. Everything is my personal idea. I have been chosen to be guided directly to be in contact with God, Sirat al-Mustaqim, directly in contact with God in every moment of my life. I don't have to have a fast way to go to God, to reach God. But that is a theory. Practically, what we should do, we should continuously train our feelings not to deviate from this path, not to forget that the creator of every moment in my life is my owner, my Lord. So I have to watch out there that I should not deviate. That's why I have to keep in contact with him through my feelings, through my intelligence, through, I don't know, my reasoning, and practice it in my life. How? Anything happens to me, take a certain attitude that this is from my creator, welcome. And in my relationship with others, I have to understand that in this relationship, definitely God is present. So I have to see that as, it's a symbolically speaking, as if God is watching over what are they going to do now? What are you going to choose now according to your really ambitions? Oppress other people, just satisfy your ego? Or what are you going to do now in your attitude towards anything? Always being humble. It means humble doesn't mean that doesn't have any personality or doesn't have any honor. No, humble means not to be arrogant as if you are the one who decides about your life. The creator decides about your life, but I have to choose only the way that acknowledging that he is the one who's going to create it. I am just begging, asking him. We have to understand. That is, we keep repeating in this word, this point. Anytime I do my, practice my free will, this is free, really free. When I practice it, I have to bear in mind that I am just begging my creator to give the result, to create the result. My choice cannot guarantee the existence of the result at all. I have to bear this one in mind. I personally always need to remember this. Yeah. I couldn't understand the wisdom, Agabe say, behind being chosen as example of guidance. Ibrahim, particular. Everybody, Ibrahim is you, Agabe. Ibrahim is not somebody else. Ibrahim is you. If you keep your Hanif nature, Hanif disposition, you will be chosen to be guided to the straight path. Means be given the opportunity to feel God at every moment in your existence operating over you. You are just a beggar. You can be. That Abraham was a prophet, I'm not a prophet. It doesn't work according to the Quranic examples of any prophetic example is for me. So I shouldn't say that, oh, that was the prophet. I'm reading a story of the prophet. I don't know. That we have to be very careful about it. Shall we move on? Another comment or concern? Let's go. وَآتَيْنَاهُ فِي الدُّنْيَا حَسَنًا. Wow, it's a problem. It is a real problem. So, yes, okay. We gave him in this world, Hasana. Oh, we granted him favor in this world. Impossible, according to my expectations. Why? Let's start now. Had a big conflict with his family. Father said, "Fehchurni meliya." Yeah. Go far away, miles and miles, millions of miles away. I should never see you. If you don't, I will stone you. Yeah, the word says really, فَإِن لَمْ تَنْهَ فَإِن لَمْ تَنْهِ لَأَرْجُمَنَّكَ فَاهْجُرْنِي مَلِيًّا. I think the verse is, my memory is very weak. So if you don't stop this rejecting my idols, I will stone you to death from a very young age. Now, and then the tribe throws him in fire to burn. Everybody rejects him. What a favorable life. Now, let's go. Taking his wife, going into desert and leaving his family with a newly born baby in a place, nothing to grow, nothing to eat, no water. Can you imagine? What a favorable life. What father can do? This example. It doesn't mean that I can leave my family somewhere in the desert and come back and that Allah will take care of them. No. It was God's order to do this. God had its own plan. That is something else. So we cannot do this as far as our wisdom is concerned. But if I receive a message from God directly, really, not imagination, so I have to obey God. But otherwise, in my original nature, I cannot do that. So it says, ربنا إني أسكنت من ذريتي بواد غير ذي زرع. Oh my God, you asked me to do this and I did, but my heart is burning. Why? I left my family, some of my family. It means because he had 2 wives. Now, the Hajar, but that is how it is known historically. Doesn't matter the name, we don't know. The second wife had, of course, he got married with the permission of the first wife. Don't forget that. So he got married, and it's an example, to give an example for us. With the newly born baby, God asked them, leave them here in this particular place, in the Beit al-Muharram. So it is not our subject. Muharram is a very critical word. It is lightly understood usually, but your house, Baytullah, Kaaba, where the Kaaba is, you live. But God had his own plan. That's why it is arranged in this way. But Abraham didn't know. So he left his baby in the desert, no food, no water, and wife, and he had to go back to fulfill his mission. There were nobody there. Oh, what a favorable life. But it is favorable. That's what the Quran is telling me. Even if everything goes against your expectations, you have to obey how God created you in your Hanif nature, in your reality, and do your mission, obey God's order, and follow the truth, and leave the result to God. It doesn't mean that in the society, I'm going to go to the, for example, in New York, go to, what is that? Some park, I don't know what what's it called? Central Park? What? It is called what? Somebody
Central Park. Central Park.
It doesn't have a name. I think it does. And everybody goes there. Okay, I don't know. So the Central Park, okay. And shout there, oh, you idol worshippers, I'm going to destroy your idols. And put a bomb in your all idols, whatever they are, whoever they are, etc. And no. Don't follow them. Make your own life. Very simple. What you believe, practice it in your private life. If nobody listens to you, practice it as much as you can and try to share your ideas with others. So that is why the Quran says, that gives this example of Abraham leaving his family in the desert and trusting what God creates. But Living the desert, we shouldn't take the example of living your family in the in desert where there's nothing growing really and there's no food, no water. It's an example that you may think this is not really reasonable to do, but if God shows you the way in your nature, this must be done and we have to do it because we have to all, follow the order of my creator. Now, and then we will continue. وَآتَيْنَاهُ فِي الدُّنْيَا حَسَنَةً. Another aspect of it. Now, if we follow God, we will definitely get favor, beauty, goodness in this world. In this world as well, not only in the hereafter. Hereafter will come. For the moment, in order for me to be able to confirm what the Quran promises me, paradise, I have to confirm this news. In order to be able to confirm this news, I have to live and experience at least the signs of it in this world, so that, yeah, it must be so. Taking for granted expectations of paradise is imagination. Why? Quran says, if you believe, you will be given paradise. Quran gives the reasons for it, why you should be given. Lots of explanations in the Quran. Because you deserved it, because you did this, and as a reward, I am going to give you this, and you will experience here so that, yeah, that's really correct. When I follow the order of the universe, in order to follow the will of the Creator as manifested in this world, in the form of the order of this universe, in my material relationship, in my worldly life relationship, I have to practice my worship of God through obeying the order. If I am aware of it, I am happy that I'm not doing something transient. Because if I forgot the link between the order of the universe and it is being the will of the Creator, I am serving, slaving myself to follow this word. And it doesn't satisfy me. I have been working for years and years. What is that? At the end, I'm going to die anyways. Very disappointing. But if you say, this is my practical way of performing my worship, acknowledgement of God every moment in my life. And this is for God's, the acknowledgement of God, not to serve my body only in material terms to satisfy the needs of my body, which is going to be perished definitely soon, with no delay. I have to bear in mind, the Quran says, Ata amrullah, Allah's command already arrived. So he has decided this world will end. Definitely you will die. No one can escape. So what does it mean? Doing the same action, one feels eternity, the other one feels what? Pointless, useless struggle, waste of time. And not getting anything permanent at all. If it's satisfaction, sort of satisfaction is not permanent, it is transient. It doesn't really satisfy any human being. So inshallah, we have to experience that, practicing believe in the Creator of the universe as the owner of everything at every moment, the Creator of everything at every moment, is or makes or turns our life into hasana, favor. It becomes meaningful. And then, وَإِنَّهُ فِي الْآخِرَةِ لَمِنَ الصَّالِحِينَ. Of course, that is inevitable. In the life to come, he will be among the righteous. Now, the righteous means really deserved God's favor in eternal, infinite form. Now, if we don't feel favor in this world, we never realize in the Akhirah, I will be among the righteous, because it will become just imagination, wishful thinking. I have to experience the traces here, happy with whatever is given to me, unhappy with my ambitions, my egoistic, self-centered choices, expectations, put aside and say, everything is from God, and he is training me to get in contact with him continuously. So, inshallah, we will continue. We are not going to talk about a lot. In the life to come, he will be among the righteous. We have to see the signs here. It automatically points to the eternal life, because my spirit cannot be subject to death. My human feelings are infinite. So I understand definitely it must be so. How? None of my business. How? It is up to my creator if I am aware of it. But if I try to imagine paradise here, no, full satisfaction of my feelings. That is what I can imagine here. Because it is going to be given to me by the creator of my feelings, which desire permanent satisfaction. So there is no need to talk about. The Quran is full of depiction of pictures of a description of paradise. That is what we have to understand. These descriptions of paradise in the Quran presented to me in the form of this word, palaces, the rivers are running underneath it, and everything is perfectly prepared to me, unmatched blessings, how do you say, banquets, etc. All of these things, beautiful family life, full satisfaction of family life. Yeah, depends. Did you have a happy family life here? As far as you are concerned, if you have not done any egoistic choices, the opposite side, wife and husband, or children, may have different attitude. That is God's choice. You have to take care of yourself. Think about his position, her position. Accordingly, do your mission. Follow God's order as he teaches you in the order of the universe. If you are nasty, the other person will be nasty to you. If you really dishonest the person or don't respect, definitely you will receive the reaction. Take care of your responsibility. Be modest. That is, I am doing what is right. I'm not going to correct if anybody is not asking me to correct him or her. Comfortable. That is what my mission, my responsibility is. So comfortable. Take it, everything will go smoothly, don't worry. But there may be an exceptional case, like the Quran gives the example of Zayd and his wife. So Quran even mentions the name of Zayd. This is a very important point. It means sometimes you do your best, it may not work. Your work may not work, but did you do your best? That's your responsibility. Family life may not work. The children, the relationship with your children, relationship with your parents may not work. But what am I going to do? Pay attention if I am doing my job. And that's it. Inshallah, if I take care of myself without thinking what I am doing is right or wrong, the result will be terrible, unpleasant. And I will say, oh, why am I in this position? Of course, because I remember myself not doing my job, saying that this is right and it must be so. That's it. Did I check? No. Did I really think that I'm created in this way? No. That was my just blind ambitions, my blind choices. I suffered from it. I see the justice there, wisdom there. I have to take lesson from it now and say astaghfirullah and do what is right as much as I understand. Okay. So akhirah is not to be my concern. All the pictures of paradise or hell presented to me in the Quran is telling me, look, you look at yourself, you want this on a permanent base, I can give it to you. That is the evidence, not description of paradise or hell. This is the evidence presented to me. We have to really be careful how to read the Quran. No, I'm going to be given palaces with no expenses. Everything is taken care of by angels, etc. That's beautiful. So I will be given. It's pointless. You cannot read the Quran like this. Just ask yourself, would you like to have one like this? Yeah, that is your feeling. That's your reality. Would you like this on a permanent base? Yeah, that is what your God is promising, that whatever you desire will be given by the one who created this desire. That is just a training, education, nothing to do with the description of paradise. It is going to be a completely new creation, khalqun jadid, completely new creation. You cannot imagine. Everything will be upgraded in their existence level that there is no example. These are important, how to read the Quran and benefit from it. Inshallah. Okay. ثم أوحينا إليك أن اتبع ملة إبراهيم حنيفا. Now, the term explicit is stated here, coming to me. And then we reveal to you. You who? The Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. Yes, but he didn't say, the Prophet Muhammad, this is for me, man. Forget about yourself. I'm not going to tell this one to you. Why? Because it is for me. God revealed it to me and explained it for me to take the example of Abraham. But the Prophet immediately received this, transferred to the community, and asked them to recite it, to memorize it, to try to understand the meaning as much as possible. So what does it mean? The Prophet is saying, yeah, I received it. That is correct. It tells me this That is correct, but it is universal message, and you have to receive it and apply it to yourself. That is how the Quran must be read. The messenger receives it, but receives it in order to transfer it to me so that I will read in the same way as the prophet read. I will say, then we reveal to you, oh Ali, God says, we, with his all qualities, revealed to me. What did he reveal? And اتبع ملة إبراهيم حنيفا. Follow the faith of Ibrahim. Millah, of course we know, and you know, everybody knows, doesn't mean nation. In modern language, it is nation. There was no millah by then, the first period of the revelation in that society. They were qawm, not millah. So millah had gained the meaning of nation, nothing to do with nation at all. So another meaning in the Quran that this millah, the word millah has gained, is the creed, the way of believing and practicing in a community, the way of believing and practicing, which is based on creed of belief. That's why it is translated almost by everyone, faith. Millat Ibrahim, the faith of Ibrahim, which is obviously we studied, absoluteness of creator, absoluteness of the creator, who turned away from all first. Hanifan, we studied Hanifan, kept his disposition, original disposition. وَمَا كَانَ مِنَ الْمُشْرِكِينَ. Again, we studied this verse too before. The meaning of this verse, وَمَا كَانَ مِنَ الْمُشْرِكِينَ. So we are again and again reminded that we have to keep our natural, original disposition and not to pollute it with anything that is against what my disposition requires. It means, really practically speaking, my disposition makes me or necessitates for me that I have to understand the creator of this universe, and I should not assign any quality to the creator, to the parts of this universe at all. So, because there is no evidence for it, but my rational conclusion, intellectual conclusion, this universe must have an absolute creator. So be among them. Yeah, and not to deviate from your original nature, the way you are created. Don't spoil it with your biased or ambitions, personal choices according to your egoistic desires, self-centered desires, forgetting about God, it means. Okay, inshallah, we will stop here. Thank you very much. One reminder, please, 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 don't move. So let me stop the live streaming. So inshallah, there is a very important announcement I have to make and ask